Hello, gentlemen and parents. Welcome back to Aquinas College for Term 2. I'd like to discuss some important points regarding our Term 2 remote delivery. First of all, I'd say thank you for completing the survey which was done at the end of last term. Using that information put together with research from around the world, looking at other schools and discussing our delivery program as a staff, we've been able to adjust the remote delivery program for Term 2. What are some of the changes that we've put in place for the middle school? First change is we've tried to reduce the amount of content being delivered and try to focus a bit more on probably deeper understanding of what actually is being delivered. So our vodcasts have been reduced in length and the amount, with the idea being for boys to have time to get through the lesson, complete the work without making it too cumbersome for them. The homework task, which was normally done at night time, has now been moved into one of the home routine lesson times. This means that boys have a little bit more time to get through that homework task and complete it. Teaching staff will watch the team wall, especially during the time when they're completing the homework tasks, to try and give some of that over-the-shoulder feedback that would normally happen in a classroom. I do stress though that some teaching staff work both in the middle school and the senior school, so it's not always going to be the case that they'll be there and available for that feedback. One of the things I would like boys to do is to have a really good think about how they went with their remote learning in Term 1. With this vodcast, I've sent out a little sheet that looks a bit like this, and the idea behind it, it's asking you to reflect on how you approached your Term 1 remote learning. Were you being distracted? Were you not following the routine? Were you doing everything else except for doing your work, or were you really good and you actually got through the work just as you planned? Either way, what we want to do is make sure we set some goals and that we can adjust things for Term 2 so that we can approach our learning hopefully better than what we did in Term 1. This survey will get sent out by the heads of house at the end of each week. And that way we can monitor and check how you're going with your learning and support you with anything that you might need. So it's really important that you get that done. In regards to communication, Aquinas does recognise that if you've got a son in a junior school, middle school and senior school, you may be receiving a fair amount of correspondence. We are trying to streamline this as much as possible. From a middle school perspective, I will send out a message at the beginning of the week to the boys, always CCing the parents, and the heads of house will send out a message at the end of the week to the boys, CCing parents. Tutor Zooms will continue as normal, and you will still receive emails from teachers if your son hasn't completed his work or hasn't completed his work to acceptable standard. This is done to follow up with the boys to make sure they are getting through the work and support them if they're having troubles. Be mindful that sometimes with the heavy use of technology, OneNote doesn't always sync, and what may be submitted at your son's end may not be visible at a teacher's end. So please be patient in this area. I'm very excited to announce that in Term 2, we'll be running a virtual arts and sports program. So for the sport side of things, that will occur Wednesday after school and Friday during normal sport time. So on a Wednesday, boys can either be involved in a walking, jogging club, a specific running program, or a strength and conditioning fitness program run by Mr. Brian Johnson. Boys will choose which activity they want to be involved in, and that'll occur on Wednesday after school and Friday during sport time. From an arts perspective, boys will be able to choose from a dance program, a photography program, an iPad art program, and also be involved in a House of Stedford competition, which is involving drama and music. So exciting times ahead. I look forward to the end of week 2, where we'll have our first virtual house cross country. Lastly, I challenge all boys to keep stepping up during this time, whether it's cooking the evening meal, hanging out washing, taking the dog for a walk, vacuuming in the house. Do what you can to help out at home. Service starts in your own backyard. I have a little stepping up sheet for you that I'd like you to stick on your fridge, and every time that you do an activity without being asked, record it on that sheet. Gentlemen, good luck for the remainder of this term. I look forward to seeing everybody when we're all back together soon.